yellow and red and blue and white paint on my palette, and it can be cad yellow, cad red, ultramarine blue, and white. And what you can do now is take probably a half an inch brush, and you can use an inch brush, and you can also use a 2-inch brush, because 16 by 20 canvas you can use any big brush. I'm going to go with the 1-inch brush here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer. Let's do this for something different. Let's put a layer of white on here first, okay? And as you can see that I already had this top painted, but something happened and I had to recoat it with all white to cover it up, because I wanted to show you this video again. So anyway, it's a good thing if you make a mistake and you don't like what happened, then just let your painting dry underneath and paint it back over with white, okay? And then just reuse it. So that's a good way to fix your painting, so you don't have to waste any canvases. You don't want to waste canvas or paint because it's expensive. It can get very expensive hobby. So anyway, now I'm going to take on the top here, so just put all white on the top half of your canvas. I just put tape a little over halfway, my painter's tape, a little over halfway. And so I'm going to take some blue paint, some ultramarine blue paint, and I'm going to start at the top and put some blue paint on there. And as you can see, the white paint keeps it nice and light. Alright, so you go back and forth, long strokes. That'll give you a nice soft blue sky. If you want to darken it up a bit more, just add some more ultramarine blue to your brush and put it on the top. Good. So then you come about halfway down, because you want to leave some space for, and as you'll notice as you come down, it starts to lighten up for you. So you need more blue paint, but start at the top. Don't start in the middle somewhere. Start at the top and work your way down, okay? That way you get to keep your nice dark blue top. And as you come down, it'll lighten up for you. So don't forget, you have white underneath your paint there now, so you don't have to worry about it. It's just already on there for you. And our acrylics dry fast, so you have to work fast. So you can go back and forth and go right up into your blue again, work your way down. It's okay. We can darken a little bit of that up there after, if you want it a bit darker. It depends on how you want your sky, if you want dark or light. So let's just leave it at that. And as we come down, let's clean our brush really good. And let's add some yellow, because that's already white on there. And we're going to clean our brush really good so there's no paint on it. And put some yellow, cad yellow on your brush. And a little bit of red, a little tiny bit of red. Okay, not too much, because red is very, very strong. And let's start at the bottom here, and we'll work our way up into the blue. Now, yellow and blue makes green. So when we get to the top here, we'll just go underneath the blue, back and forth, long strokes. Good. See how pretty that is? Now we want to redden it up a little bit at the top, and that way it won't turn green, because you'll have more red. So let's get some red up here. A little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red, a little bit more red. You already have some white and some yellow on there. Good. You can go right up into your blue now, so it all blends really pretty. And then you can come on down again. There we go. See how nice that's turning out? So let's make a little bit of a pink color with some white and red, and put that in there. Start at the top and work your way down. There we go. See, and you get a nice little sunset. Now your sunset, if you look at sunsets, it seems like the most of red is at the bottom. I'll have to check that out. But we don't want too much red down there, so I'm going to put some white and some yellows. So white, yellow, and red, it'll work. You put it wherever you feel that you can look at some sunsets and see where the red is the most and where the yellow is the most, and then you can put that most of that in at the bottom or at the top. So that's a nice little sky. So I think that sky is, I mean, it's not exactly the same as the other one, but we want it so that it's close to it. So there we go. So let's do, what we can do now is probably that hill that's there. Good. So let's do the hill. So let's get a bristle brush, probably a small bit of bristle brush, maybe a size 2 or 3, just a small, just so that you can work with it. And just get some brown paint is good. A bit of brown paint is fine. We just want to draw the shape out first, okay? So let's just draw the shape out first. Put some brown paint on your brush and figure out where you want your hill. And just take a line over here and bring it over and down or wherever you want it. And bring it over, make some humps. Maybe come down a little bit, okay? So then you can start filling it in with some brown paint. And your paint underneath is going to be wet, and that's fine. That's okay. We just want to get a shape there, and we can always fill it in with darks and lights after. Don't forget to do your sides, okay? Do your sides. So let's just get something going there so we can get some shapes. Good. Alright, so we're going to get that, because now if you prefer, you can wait for that paint to dry so you don't have to put on layers and layers of paint to get the colors you're looking for. But I'm going ahead because I'm doing a video and I don't want to delay. I want to get it done for you because I've been getting requests for this painting for a few months. I was gone all summer to Alberta, and I just got back not long ago, so now I want to dig right into doing some videos for you and have some fun. So because this is a bigger canvas, I'm making my hills a little bigger. You don't have to have them that big if you don't want to, but for the video, I'd like to show you. So let's just fill in this up here. See how nice and dark that is? And you can shape it up whatever way you want now that you're doing your second coat. And just fill that in with your dark color. And then we'll put some highlights on it after. So mix some burnt umber and blue. Maybe a little bit of red to darken up even more, as you can see how dark it got. We're going to bring that right down in front of these mountains and hills here. So we'll just bring it out wherever you want it to, wherever you want to bring it out. Okay, so keep going with your paint. Good. Now we'll just fill that in. I'm just using a small bristle brush and to get it on, and I like using bristle because I can scrub it in. See how I can scrub it in. See? And when you scrub it in like that, you get some little shapes. You'll start shaping up your hill without even, or your mountain without even trying. It'll just, now you still have your tape on, okay? And if you got the wraparound canvas, you can do the sides. If you have the stretch canvas, this is a 16 by 20 stretch canvas. Sorry about my throat. Okay, so let's scrape this on here. Scratch it on. Scrub it on. And as you're doing that, you're getting some. I'm just going to come right out here, just so I can put that in front. But you'll see that you're getting, as you're scrubbing it, you're getting some shapes already started to give you a head start. Now, so we'll clean our brush and we'll start on those hills behind. And those hills have kind of a bluish, purplish color because they're in the background, so you want to make them look far away. When you make them look far away, then you get a purplish color. And you add a bit of white to it to brighten it up. Nice and bright. You want to go really bright, because they're far away. So the brighter they are, the further they are away. So let's just put some of that there. It was too blue. We'll add a bit more red to purple it up a little bit. There we go. More white. We want it nice and bright in the back there. Nice and bright. There we go. So we'll just say that they're behind that hill there. So we'll put in those. And we'll add more white because they look really, really purple. We don't want them to be purple purple. I want them to be bright. There we go, that's it. Nice bright in the background. And just shape them up the best way you want them. Good. So that's your background hills. They're further away. So the brighter they are, the further away they are. Just scrub on that paint there so you don't have to worry about it. Right now, this is all you have to do. Scrub it on. Scrub, 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 scrub. Have some fun. Just scrub it on and have some fun. Good. Now all you want to do is probably bring some of the darker purplish color with a little bit of, maybe we'll add a little bit of brown to it. A little bit of brown would be nice. Yes. And then we can add some of that darker color underneath. Just add it basically over what you already did. And leave the tops a little bit lighter. Alright, so then we'll make it look like, if we get a darker color here in the front, that will, if you just add some of that darker color we used earlier, or some brown to that purplish color, and it darkens up, then you can make hills in front of hills, but yet they're still further away than that big dark one there. So we'll just make some hills, just have some fun. Good, so that's all we have, some, and see how fast you can do it, just put it on, and away to go. Good, those will just play with those. You can do that if you want, or you can just leave it one hill, one big hill, and get your shapes that you want. Good, and now what we're going to do is we're going to say the sun is coming from the right, and if the sun is coming from the right, then the light is going to be shining on top of here somewhere, and then probably on these sides of the hills, and the back sides will be in shade. So we'll use some of that darker color. So you had your light purplish color, add a bit of probably a bit of brown or the dark mountain color, and then just take your brush and find the top of the hill and make a little curvy line down the center of those hills, just so you get an idea where you want to put your shadows. Okay, so let's just go back here, back, diagonal to the left, back, and we'll just make some shapes. Back we go. There we go. And then we'll just make some shadows just by scraping on. Now, just take our brush and go on the top of those hills and scrub on some color. There we go. So just make some nice colors and shadows. And the back. Just bring down some shadows in the back. There we go. Shadow, shadow. So that's all you have to do, is just put some shadows on the left side of those hills. And if you need those lines, those little squiggly lines, you can go ahead and do that. I had another video there that helps make your hills. And that's it. So we'll go back over those hills later, because I just want to get to the wave. Those hills need a lot of work yet, okay? So you might want to add another one in the center here, because we don't want it to look like two big old bumps sticking up there like that. We want to make different shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave those hills for now, because there's a lot of work to do with those, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on the hills right now. So I'm just going to leave that for now, and let's work on the water. So let's take our tape off. Now, because I left my tape on a long time for 2 or 3 days because I was so busy with other things. And that's why I didn't get the video uploaded. The tape was left on for 2 or 3 days. And as you can see, the tape. So this is a good lesson for you guys. Don't leave your tape on for more than 2 or 3 days. And if you're waiting for me to come back after a couple of days and I didn't tell you to take your tape off, maybe you're better off taking your tape off, okay? So that's a lesson in itself right there. I'm just going to put a little highlight up here and on here and on here, just on the top of the mountains for now. Just for now. I'm not doing very much with those hills because, like I said, I got a lot of things I want to do with those hills, and that may be another lesson. Right now, we just want to get to this nice big wave. So first of all, we have to decide where we want to, and we want to start our beach. So we want to get what you can do is get some chalk, or just get a brush, and any brush, just a flat bristle brush, and take some paint. It can be blue is fine for now, and just draw a line across here, just so that you can decide where you want your beach and where you want your water to end, okay? So just to get an idea, that's all. So now get your fan brush. I have a fan brush and it's a medium size. It's probably a size 10. And then you can wet your fan brush and you're going to get some blue paint and also some green paint. And then you're going to put the water in. Some blue and some green, okay? And then we're going to put our water in, and then we're going to start our wave, whether it's this lesson or the next one. So let's just go. We got some, all I did was tap into some blue, tap into some green, blue and green on my brush, and I'm going back and forth. Now when you go on the palette will mix the colors together for you, okay? So there we go, back and forth. So you get this really nice green bluish colors. I'm just going around the sides and back and forth. So like I said, don't worry about the hills right now. Just get them, I just want to get them maybe for another video, because there's a lot of work to those hills. But I want to concentrate. I want to get you guys started on the wave. And then maybe I'll go back to those hills in the last video, and we can work on those. That way, if you want to, you can work on them. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So we leave that to last. So the blue and green, so I'm just putting blue and green on my fan brush, and I am filling up this space. I'm going back and forth. My brush is horizontal and my strokes are horizontal, okay? See how nice that's coming out? The nice blues and greens are coming out nice. Good. So keep going back and forth, blue and green, blue and green. There we go, blue and green. So you keep going back and forth till you get your water all finished. And like I said, there's a lot of work to be done with this painting, so I'll do my best to get to the wave. And then once we get to the wave, then everything else is pretty simple. But getting to the wave is the part that we need to concentrate on. So here we are with our water. I could have did the water and just go right into the wave, but I just thought, you know, it's nice for you to be able to see what I do, rather than skip or jump ahead or fast forward, or, you know, do it in the fast mode and stuff like that. I'd rather, because you can always fast forward me. You can always put me ahead. You know, you put me on pause. You can turn the volume down so you don't have to listen to me talk. Right? So that's why I don't mind doing these videos in real time, because then you can make a decision if you want to speed me up or move ahead. So let's go with the blue and green. Yep, blue and green. You can also add a little bit of yellow to it if you like. I'll show you now if you want me to. So I'm putting more blue and more green on my palette, and I'll even put a little bit of yellow on there, because the yellow will turn the blue green anyway. So we'll get this on for you, some yellow. on our palette. And then we will add that to our blue and our green, just to see, out of curiosity, how that works out for us. I like to experiment with different colors, okay? So I'm just trying some yellow. So let's go with blue and some yellow and some green. Just see how that looks. See? Doesn't do a big lot of difference. It just turns the blue green. You can even just use blue and yellow. See what happens there. Blue and yellow. See? And it turns it into a bit of a lighter green. And you get some nice light yellowish. Just pretend that that's a line. So take a piece of chalk and take your chalk and figure out where you want your wave. Okay, so let's pick a spot. So let's just pick right here. And we'll bring the wave, the chalk line, okay? The chalk line goes up as far as you want it to go. So we want to go way, 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 way up here. And down and down. And oops, and up, and over. So that will help you get a wave started. Okay, and you're like, how does that work? So what you're going to do is you're going to have your blue. So we're going with the same palette because we've been continuing from the other lessons. So I got the blue and the white. We need white. I think we need more white. Okay, so we just got some white. And we have red and yellow and green. And so these are colors that you should have on your palette when you're working on your wave. But right now all we need is a bristle brush, okay? Nothing too big, just probably a medium size bristle brush about this big to get us started, okay? And then you're going to dip into some blue paint, some ultramarine blue with a bit of white. We want to have the shadow color on first, so it's going to be mostly blue, okay? So I just filled up the top here, and tap over that line that you just made. Just tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Yes, don't forget our tapping. Tap, 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 tap. There we go, see? We're getting a wave started already. So tap, 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 tap. Make sure you got some blue on there because we want to use that as our shadow. Okay, and tap, 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 tap all the way over. So don't go rubbing it on or anything like that. You have to tap, and I'll tell you why. You have to tap in order to make those colors separate. See? So you put a bit of white on there, and as you tap, the colors will separate. So you don't want to go over the same area constantly. You just get a blob. But if you move and you tap, 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 you will get a nice start of a wave. Okay, there's your start. So you can tap back over it again, but just you don't want to tap away all the color into just one blue. Okay, so that's that much. So that's a start. Now it's not exactly like the other one, but I don't. You make your line whatever way you make your line, whatever you want to shape. The type of shape of wave you want, you just go ahead and make that shape. There's no right or wrong, you just make the kind of wave you want. Now I'm just tapping into only white this time. My brush is dirty, and I'm going to tap on top of what I just did, on top, but leave the bottom, okay? Leave the bottom and just tap on top of what you just did. Tap, 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 tap. And now you're getting some nice foam on the top of that, but yet you still got your shadows on the bottom, see? So see how nice that is? So now you tap, just white, dirty brush, tap, 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 just on the top only. Leave the bottom for your shadow. And this is wet paint, so your white is going to pick up still some more blues and give you some more shadows. Okay, so pick up only white, but when you tap on here, the paint is still wet, it'll pick up your blues underneath. So it'd be nice if you could work it while it's wet. Work everything wet on wet when you come to the wave, and then tap on top again. Tap, 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 and then blend it in here. Good. So that's now what you want to do now is to make it nice and softer looking. you're going to clean off your brush. Just wipe it off in your tissue. No need to put in water or anything. Just wipe it off in your tissue. And then you tap at it again underneath where the shadow is and where what you just tapped on there meet. Just tap underneath there, and now bring those two lines together. Tap, 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 tap. Don't rub. Don't scrub at it or anything like that. Just tap it on. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. Tap, tap, tap. All the way across. And that will bring it all together and give it a nice... Now, we're going to add actually a bit more white to that after, okay? But right now, we'll just leave it like that for now. And what I'm going to get you to do, while we're waiting for that to dry a little bit, we're going to put a line across here. I believe I showed you this before. Actually, no. Actually, let's put the beach on, because if we put that line on and we try to get the beach on, it probably won't work. It'll be harder to work with. So you got some brown on your palette, okay? So you got some brown on your palette and some yellow and white. So brown and yellow and white, and a flat bristle brush. I love working with bristle because it helps me spread the paint better. Okay, and then so take some brown. This is a 1/2 inch. Some brown and some yellow, and that make a really nice sandy color. Okay, and a little bit of white if you want to brighten it up a bit. Oh, got it? All right, so let's put that underneath here for your beach. So let's get lots of it on there. You're going to need lots of paint because you got a lot of the bottom there to work with. And it's good to get separate colors. See that? You get some darks and lights. That's okay because you get some shadows. All right, so just go up to the green. To the green. There we go. Good. Now, keep doing your beach section. Even if you just want to add brown and white this time to give it a different shade. See, you get different shades, and that's kind of nice because you know what beaches are like. There's all kinds of shadows going on and dips and all kinds of stuff. So have all different colors. Don't worry about it. To have your you wouldn't want to add green or anything to it, but let's try it anyway. So you got brown, a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow. Let's experiment. It's always fun to try different things. And let's try that. Oh, that's a nice bit of darkness there and a bit of a shadow. Good. So you just go over what you did and try not to make it all one color if possible. Just put it on so that the paint, you get some lights and some darks. What else can we try? Some brown, some green, maybe a little bit of red. A bit of yellow. I just thought I'd experiment with you because I've been teaching, you see all my lessons, and I don't do anything different or new, so sometimes I like to throw in a few things that I might experiment with. So there we go. See how nice that color is too? And it's a nice shadow. You can even bring some of that shadow color over into here if you want. Good. I might be able to just probably do a video someday on just one section. And that way I will be able to show you, you know, say we do a beach scene, then I can show you how to put little pebbles on there and shadows and dips and all kinds of different things. But you'd only work on that one section, and that way we can take our time and do it really good. I'd be able to explain it in more detail. Right now, this painting is about a wave, and I'm just trying to get this beach on here so we can get our wave. So we can get our wave on there. And what I'll do is, we get this beach finished. I'm just going to throw some white in here. Look, see? You just throw it on at the paint on as the other paint is already on there. The dark paint's already on there. You can just throw in some white. You can throw in some yellow. Look, just experiment and play with the colors. They're fun. That's what makes it fun. You just throw it on there. Throw it on. Alright, we'll keep that beach as it is, and we'll probably put some darker colors in the corners here, just to, if you got a paint, excuse me, if you got a painting and you put some darks in the corners, like say we put some more darks up here and we put these darks here, then what will happen is you'll have those shadows and it'll make your eye focus on the center of your painting. Now, so what I wanted to tell you to do next is I want you to let's try a fan brush. You can do it with a flat brush too. You don't have to do it with just a fan brush, okay? You can do this. What I'm going to do is this here, this line of paint right here, okay? So we'll try that. It's not going to look exactly like that yet because we're only going to do the basics first. So what you're going to do is get some white paint, pure white paint, and just white paint only. And then you fill up your brush so that all the bristles come together. Sometimes they're open, so you can just fill up your brush and it'll bring them together. You just pull through the paint like this. I just wiggle it a bit just to get it to bring all the bristles together. Now, this might be a little tricky, but let's try it anyway. Now, I'm left-handed, so you might want to start over here. Sometimes I start over here, but I'll start over here for you. So I'm just going to touch, and I'm going to push, and I'm going to pull, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going because if I stop, I might lose where I want it to be. I might lose momentum. So, okay, so now I did that. And if you need to go over it again, you can do that. Just touch, push, and pull. Pull, 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 pull. Pull, pull, pull. I'm running out of paint over here, so I'm just going to grab a piece over here. So I just have a small bristle brush, just a small, very hard brush. And I'm going to put some yellow on my palette. A little tiny bit of green. And some white. And I'm going to, should get another palette, shouldn't I? And I'm going to set a little bit on the green side there, it's fine. Be on the yellow side or the green side. Now we have a lot of paint on there. We don't want all that paint. So what we're going to do is we're going to wipe it off. It's better to have not enough than too much, okay? So really scrub it off in there. Just get rid of it, okay? Make sure, and let's see how much is left on there now. So now you take that, what's left on it, and scrub circles. If you guys did my videos on mist, it's basically the same thing. It's dry brushing. So there we have a nice, and we just scrub that right into the water. So that's a good start. There we go. It's a good start. So now we have that there. So that's fine. So that's the eye. So that's fine because we got a lot of work to do yet. So now what we're going to do is we have that there and we're going to go back in and we're going to play with the water. So you can go ahead and get your fan brush again. So get a fan brush. You don't have to have a big fan brush. You can have a smaller fan brush. If you don't like fan brushes, you can use a flat chiseled edge brush. Okay. So I'm just going to use my fan brush, and it's a bigger one than what I usually have because my canvas is fairly big here. So I'm just going to use the same colors we used before, some green and some blue. Green and blue, okay? And now we're going to, we don't want to lose that now, but we do want to start some water again. So just go back and forth as if you're doing your water again, but this time you're going to bring some water underneath the wave down. You're going to start pulling down the water. Touch and pull, touch and pull. Make a little curve on it. And so this is going to be a little bit harder. So we're going to turn your brush actually this way. So it'll be like this. And then come over to the canvas, come up under the wave and start pulling down these lines. Get some blue paint, because we don't want it all green. So we'll go with some blue paint and pull them down like this. Just pull, pull, and sort of bring them over to the right. So you curve into the, start at the top and curve to the right. Top, curve to the right. Underneath the wave that you just did. Alright. So let's try that. Hopefully I can make this easy for you, because these waves are a little bit hard. But if I could get some easy techniques for you, then maybe you'll be encouraged to try one. So let's just go down, 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 right up under the wave and down into the water. So when you come down to the flat part of the water, then you just go back and forth as if you're just doing the water. But can you see that the waves are starting to come down? Maybe not, because it's a light shining on it and it's wet. But back here you should be able to see it. Or I'll look at this one here, and this is what we're trying to accomplish right here. Okay, so let's get those strokes down, going to the right, and then we'll add some little white lines on top to make it look like there's some foam. Okay, so that's your main thing right now, is the blue and green. Start underneath the wave. Start underneath the wave, underneath, and pull down and curve, and there's your flat water down here. Okay, and underneath the wave and pull, underneath the wave and pull. Good. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. All right. Yeah, where there's light on there, I'm afraid you might be able to see it, but let's do our best. So pull, pull, and around. This is just a little curvy line. Touch under the wave and pull to the right. Pull down to the right, down to the right. Can you see it? Let me see if my shadow's in the way. Let's see. It looks a little watery there with the light shining on it. Maybe I can take that light off. Let's see if that helps. That's a bit better. Okay, so I want to show you how I'm doing that wave. So what I'm doing is I'm going to show you the stroke. Let's see, watch. So I'm just taking my brush and pretend that then you take the brush, you go up under the wave. Oops, sorry. You go up under the wave and then you pull as you're making it like a smile, but this way. So it's like a C, like you're going to make the letter C, and then you pull straight over into the water. So you pull down your letter C's, as if you make letter C's, or as long as you start under the wave and then you pull to the right, if your wave is going that way, okay? If it's going the other way, it would just be the opposite. So just touch and pull, touch, curve, pull straight over. I hope that helps a little bit. Okay, so let's continue on. So we'll go with the blue and the green. And if you want, I might add a bit of white to it so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So I'm going to go down, 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 down. So there we go. Maybe you can see that a little better. So I'm just going up under the wave and I'm pulling and making a curve, and then I'm coming on top of the water here. And you might have to go over that several times. Don't make one stroke. Go over it several times. Go back and forth with different color, with the blues and the greens, a bit of white. Now, as for that wave, we don't want to lose that nice light that we made there. So come underneath that to keep it there, okay? So come underneath that. We don't want to lose it. We'll go back up after. So we'll go back into the top of this wave under here. So we'll skip over it. We'll skip over it for now, right? And then we'll go over here and go back into the water, to the flat part of the water. Okay, so we need more blue, green. There we go. So we're still curving. We're still going into the water here on the bottom of the bottom of the water. And what we're going to do to get it a little more natural up here is get this much done first. Back and forth. And I'm going to take some more green. Add that in there. See how I'm going back and forth with the different colors? Now I'm going to go up into that there with whatever is left over on my brush, because I don't want to lose that. But I still want to go up, you know, so that it looks like it's all part of the one wave. There we go. That's kind of a big wave. I tried to make it a bit big so you could see what I was doing, and it could be possibly a little too big, but it's a good practice. You can use this as a practice and then do the real thing when you get, you know, if you can get it the way you want it. And then, so I'm not going to put one in there because I'm going to make that thicker. So we're just going to drag some water lines down, add a little bit of white so those water lines show up. All right. Now just curve them down and around. There we go. Down and around, go on top of the beach. Good. Good, good, good. So that kind of makes it look like, you know, the water is coming off. Let's put in some lines. White, add a bit of white now to your blues and greens. Bring them down. Now you look at some videos and they do very beautiful detailing on waves. And you know, even if you got this part, but you need to work on, you know, underneath the wave and get the waves, because there's a lot of these little lines that go in there, which I may be able to get in for you a little later. So now we're going to bring the water up here a little bit. We don't want that to be so huge that it, you know, it looks, we want to make it look nice and watery. So we'll just keep putting water in down here. And then, like I say, it's a kind of a little hard to teach, and it's a little hard to actually, these waves are a little hard to get. But you know, there are some videos out there that show you how to do some really nice waves. So if this one is just a basic way to get us started, okay, and then you can move on to other videos to help you get it even better again. All right. So I'm trying to get some water in here so that we can make it look like it's a nice big wave, but yet not so big that it's, you know, overpowering everything. So we'll just take some water, bring it back from that white line that you made, okay? And then as you're getting back, you can still bring up lines, just pull back and forth and up, back and forth and up, back and forth and up. Okay, and so I'm using some white and some blue, a little bit of green. So back and forth, watch your white, oops, watch your white, I messed it up. Okay, so up, so back and forth, little X strokes if you want to. And this is the part that's trying to getting the water and the wave to look all in your fan brush. So just scrape it off. When I'm doing water, I usually use fan brush. So, and then I might put a few little waves here. I'm just using some white paint because some of the blue is still wet. I'm just throwing in a few little waves, just wiggling my brush around. Okay, just wiggling my brush around. I'm not going to spend too much time at this, but just wiggle your brush around and go up and down. Just drag your brush up with whatever paint is left on, just so it looks like maybe there we go. Just a little bit here, because the water is pretty high up and it's going to come in. It's going to have some waves on it. And if they're too thick and you don't like them, just get rid of them by just putting in some more green and blue paint. Just go back to the color. Okay, so you play with that until you get the way you look for it. Like I said, look at some pictures. Look at some pictures of waves and water, big waves. But now that you know that you tap, 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 and you can draw your wave out first and things like that, so that will at least get you started, okay? And then you can go from there. So I found sometimes I really needed to start very simple and then after a while, then I realized, okay, now I can go to some harder videos. Some videos, and I check out 3, 4, 5, 6 videos, and I'd have a look at them to see what kind of different techniques they're using. So I'm going to tap on top of this wave one more time, just so that we can brighten it up again. So I'm just using my bristle brush, a small bristle brush, pure white, okay, pure white, white on a clean brush, and I'm going on the very top of that wave, okay, the very top. And as you can see, I lost a bit of blue there, so just go on the very top. Hang on, just the very top to brighten it up, okay? Now, because the bottom, the blue on the bottom is dry, we'll have to put some blue back in there, okay? So let's just go on the top. See, and the more layers you put on, the thicker it gets. It looks really cool. So there we go. So tap. Good. Now clean off your brush, and now this time get a bit of white and a little bit of blue, because we want it to all look natural. So you got some white and blue, okay? And underneath what you just did with the white, just tap. Again, tap it so it all comes together. But you still got your shadows on the bottom, okay? Because we don't want to lose those shadows. We want to keep some shadows. So we need to get more blue. Go ahead and put in more blue on the bottom. And then come up into what you just tapped into, so it all goes together. Alright. So just tap what you just did down into the blue. There we go. Underneath there we got some blues. So you'll notice there's a line. If you tap down while it was dry, there's a line, and you don't want that line. You want it to all look like it's part of each other, okay? So that's all. Just tap it all so it's all part of each other. Good. So we have a little shadow underneath here. So underneath there we got a little shadow. So we don't want to lose our shadow, so just get some blue and just put a bit of blue underneath there. Just tap it on if you need to, okay? You may not need to, but we want to put a little bit of shadow underneath there so it all looks like it's all part of the one water. So let's go underneath here. I'm just going under the very bottom line here. Just give it a shadow. Good. That's all, just so that it all blends together and it all looks like it's one, because you don't want the wave to look like it's separated from everything. It won't look natural. So I'm going to take my fan brush and I'm going to clean up that edge. Yeah, I'm going to clean up that edge. We'll get a smaller fan brush this time if you have one. And just clean up the edge by going underneath here. And just pulling, if it's still wet, just pull it down into the water. It's just to make it all look like it's all part of the water. You can even scrub at it if you want to. Just to clean up that edge. We just want to clean it up so it all looks like it's one. See the waves? But now that's good, because you don't need to do too much, because the wave, the water splashes everywhere, doesn't it? So that's not too bad. That's okay. Well, let's leave that. Now, I think we're okay. If you have any adjusting to do, you go ahead and make some adjustments. And because I'm doing a video, I can see things that I would like to adjust. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. So, let's see. All right. So now you take a picture of this painting here, so that you can, you know, take a picture of it so you can have something to go by if you don't want to watch the video. So hopefully you can see that. There we go. So you go ahead and take a picture of that. And what I'll do next is I want to show you how to put this water coming up over the beach, okay? See water coming up over the beach? And you can see the beach through it. So underneath this wave here, there's a shadow, okay? There's a shadow underneath the wave. See right here? And that makes it look like the foam is coming in over the beach and it's lifted up a little bit. So just get your fan brush, your small fan brush. Get a small fan brush. And then you can take your small fan brush and you can still put your green and blue because it's still part of the water. So a bit of green, a bit of blue. And underneath here, if you need to use a liner brush, you can also use a liner brush, okay? But it's underneath that wave. Underneath the wave. Okay, underneath the wave. Just make this line. And I'm thinking probably a liner brush might be better and easier to control. Let's see, see how that made it too thick? So let's try a liner brush. Let's try a nice long liner brush. See how we're experimenting together? And you can see that, you know, it's fun to experiment. This is why I like to do my videos raw. I like to have them raw. I like you to see me making mistakes. And I like for you to see me struggle. Because then you know that you're not the only one. And you see a lot of these videos and the artists look like it's so easy, you know. But there's a bit of a struggle, you know. You have to concentrate. So there's your little line. It should be a little thinner than that, so try to make it as thin as you can. And this is when you go back and forth. So say if I did this, now I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to spend all my time on the video because I want to do other videos for you. I would make adjustments constantly. This painting has taken me a couple hours and videotaping it, but if I were doing this and trying to get it so perfect, then I'll probably take a few days, probably 8 hours a day, maybe more. Depends. It could take a couple of months to do a video. I'm sorry, a painting. It could take you months, depending on how much work you want to put into it. And that's why when you see some artists selling their paintings and they're the most beautiful painting, you say, I don't know how they did it. Well, they spent many, many months adjusting and making things perfect. Okay, so that's that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make those water lines. So get your fan brush again. Get your fan brush again, a big one or your small one, doesn't matter, okay? And then you're going to, oh, sorry, knocked over my chair. All right, so now, yes, these videos are a little hard to make. I'm doing my best. Okay, so I'm just going to get some white on my brush and a little tiny bit of blue. I don't want it too white. I just want a little bit of a bluish color to it. And then this bit of paint, I'm going to scrub. Remember how we did a nice little line going across here? We'll do a small one around here somewhere. Just do another touch and pull. See? And just sort of, you don't want too much paint because it'll look like it's too light. And then I'm just going to, whatever's left over on my brush, I'm just going to touch and pull and touch and pull and not let too much paint come off my brush. And then you see some water lines. Looks like I had a bit of blue paint down there, so I'll just go over it. All right, so there we go. So just a bit of blue, a bit of paint coming off on your, there we go. Maybe there's a little bit over here, maybe here a little bit. Whoops, that's a bit too much. It's okay, we can always get rid of that. So that's it for there. And you can put a big old rock over here if you want to. I might do that later, but I'm going to finish this video up today. Finish it up for you. And that way then you can work on big waves and things. And if I decide to add more to it, I will. But you could basically, yeah, what I'll probably do is do another lesson later, and so that you can see this big wave now and work on that. And maybe later another lesson or two I will finish a rock here and I'll work on this rock and these hills back here. So I think for now we'll just work on this So if you don't see another video for a little while, I might even put up some more videos of other things. But yeah, I'll do my best to get it all completely finished for you. So just scrub on or rub on some the paint so it looks like there's some water coming up on the beach. Right? And then take that line, the same as you did here, and pull it over the beach. Soften it up. Just to soften it up. So just take those lines and soften them up by pulling back. Pulling back as if you're pulling back into the water. There we go. Soften them up. Pull them back into the water as if they're going back into the water. There we go. And if you do that and you don't like it and something doesn't look right, go back to your beach color and take them out and then do it again. Okay? So, like I say, look at the picture and use that as a guide. And hopefully the few things that I taught you will help you. Like I said, make your wave probably a bit smaller than that because there's a lot to work on. And let me see your paintings when you get it done. And if you want me to do this rock over here, if you want me to finish, I will finish it for you. But this rock, and I'll finish the back here, and you can put in some little birds yourself. I can finish this little rock here and these little rocks probably in another video or so later down the road. So let's say that this is finished. There's lots of adjustments that can be made, but I want to move on to some other videos for you. These are just basic techniques for, you know, to help you get started. And if you have any questions, just email me or Allison Pryor at yahoo.com, or go to my Facebook page or whatever you want to do, and subscribe and give me some likes, and because I like you too. So have a great day. And I'll see you in the next video request. I think it might be a seagull. I'm not sure. I'll go through my request and see what I'm going to do next for you. Have a great day from Allison Pryor. Happy painting.